Hey humans, and welcome to Read to Me, Matt Dunn. I'm Matt Dunn, and this is Gamora. This is her jingle jangle. Yeah. Alright, and I'm Matt Dunn, and I'm gonna read to you Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Jane the Austen, am I right? Yeah. We are on chapter 19. Chapter 19. Elizabeth is quite bored, and everyone else is clearly bored too. I'm sorry, I'll put my leg up. You wanna? Okay. Chapter 19 by Jane Austen, by the way. The next day opened a new scene. I have to check my mic like every half hour because I'm a stupid, dumb boy. The next day opened a new scene at Longbourn. Mr. Collins made his declaration in form, having resolved to do it without loss of time, as his leave of absence extended only to the following Saturday, and having no feelings of diffidence to make it distressing to himself, even at the moment, he set about it in a very orderly manner, with all the observances which he supposed a regular part of the business. On finding Mrs. Bennet, Elizabeth, and one of the younger girls together soon after breakfast, he addressed the mother in these words: "May I hope, madame, for your interest with your fair daughter Elizabeth, when I solicit for the honor of a private audience with her in the course of this morning?" Before Elizabeth had time for anything but a blush of surprise, Mrs. Bennet instantly answered, "Oh dear, yes, certainly. I am sure Lizzie will be very happy. I am sure. So she can have no objection. Come, Kitty, I want you upstairs and gather her work and gathering her work together." She was hastening away when Elizabeth called out, "Dear ma'am, do not go. I beg you will not go. Please don't fucking leave me alone. Mr. Collins must excuse me. He can have nothing to say to me that anybody need not hear. I am going away myself. I'm leaving, right? I'm busy." No nonsense, Lizzie. I desire you will stay where you are." And upon Elizabeth's seeming really with vexed and embarrassed looks about to escape, she added, "Lizzie, I insist upon your staying and hearing Mr. Collins. I insist, you fucking bitch. I don't like you. You're my least favorable daughter. I insist you stay." Elizabeth would not oppose such an injunction, and a moment's consideration making her also sensible that it would be wisest to get it over as soon and as quietly as possible, she sat down again and tried to conceal by incessant employment the feelings which were divided between distress and diversion. Mrs. Bennet and Kitty walked off, and as soon as they were gone, Mr. Collins began. "Believe me, my dear Miss Elizabeth, that your modesty, so far from doing you any disservice, rather adds to your other perfections. You would have been less amiable in my eyes had there not been this little unwillingness." Woohoo! Oh my God. The more you push, the more I pull. But allow me to assure you that I have your respected mother's permission for this address. You can hardly doubt the purport of my discourse. However your natural delicacy may lead you to dissemble, my attentions have been too marked to be mistaken. Almost as soon as I entered the house, I singled you out as the companion of my future life. But before I am run away by my feelings on this subject, perhaps it would be advisable for me to state my reasons for marrying, and, moreover, for coming into Hertfordshire with the design of selecting a wife, as I certainly did. And with that last eyebrow pump, he was sure of it. The idea of Mr. Collins, with all the solemn composure, being run away with by his feelings, made Elizabeth so near laughing that she could not use the short pause he allowed in any attempt to stop him further, and he continued. My reasons for marrying are, first, that I think it a right thing for every clergyman in easy circumstances, parentheses, like myself, and parentheses, to set the example of matrimony in his parish. Secondly, I am convinced it will add very greatly to my happiness. And thirdly, which perhaps I ought to have not mentioned earlier, that it is the particular advice and recommendation of the very noble lady whom I have the honor of calling patroness. Twice has she condescended to give me her opinion, parentheses, unasked, to, end parentheses, on this subject. And it was but the very Saturday night before I left Hunsford, between our pools and quadrille, while Mrs. Jenkinson was arranging Miss Delbo's footstool, she said, Mr. Collins, you must marry. A clergyman like you must marry. Choose properly. Choose a gentleman for my sake and for your own. Let her be an active, useful sort of person, not brought up high, but able to make a small income go a good way. This is my advice. Find such a woman as soon as you can. Bring her to Hunsford, and I will visit her. Allow me, by the way, to observe, my fair cousin, that I do not reckon the notice and kindness of Lady Catherine de Bourgh as among the least of the advantages in my power to offer. You will find her manners beyond anything I can describe, and your wit and vivacity, I think, must be acceptable to her, especially when tempered with the silence and respect which her rank will inevitably excite. Thus, much for my general intention in favor of matrimony, it remains to be told why my views were directed to Longbourn instead of my own neighborhood, where I assure you there are many amiable young women. But the fact is, that being, as I am, to inherit this estate after the death of your honored father, parentheses, who, however, may live many years longer, end parentheses, I could not satisfy myself without resolving to choose a wife from among his daughters, that the loss to them might not be as possible. When the melancholy event takes place, which, however, as I have already said, it may not be for several years, this has been my motive, my fair cousin, and I flatter myself it will not sink me in your esteem. And now nothing remains for me but to assure you in the most animated language of the violence of my affection. To fortune I am perfectly indifferent, and shall make no demand of that nature on your father, since I am well aware that it could not be complied with, and that 1,000 and pounds in the 4%, which will not be yours till after your mother's decease, is all that you may ever be entitled to. On that head, therefore, I shall be informally silent, and you may assure yourself that no ungenerous reproach shall ever pass my lips when we are married. Okay, that was part 1 of chapter 19. Quite the chapter part, I do say so myself. Quite the chapter. Yes. So, what's up with this guy, Mr. Collins? Hey. To be honest, he is a buffoon. You don't bring this shit up to a girl. Is he doing the right thing? Do you think? You think he's doing the right thing by helping her and her family out? Is this helping her family out? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you thought that was disgusting. If you thought I should just go outside and put myself down, then I might. Because I'm a loser. And I'm okay with it. Just totally okay with it. It's me. So anyway, please check out some more of my videos if you like them. If you don't check out some more of my videos. Maybe find somewhere else. Let me know if there's someone better than me. Let me know. Subscribe to the button. Write some comments down below. And every Tuesday and Monday, I will be premiering my videos at noon. That means I will be watching the video as it goes public. And there is a open chat room to discuss my foibles. And you know, all the welcomes. So every Monday and Tuesday premieres. That's what it is. Monday and Tuesday I will premiere on my video. And we can just have a fun time there. Yeah.